because down in Jefferson City, they just had a hearing about whether or not medical marijuana should be legal here in the state of Missouri. Now, let's have a conversation here. And I want to open up the phone lines to anybody who has an issue with my doctor prescribing medical marijuana to me. If you have an issue, not that I need medical marijuana, not that I'm suffering from glaucoma or anything else, but I'm talking like overall. Somebody who is suffering from cancer or suffering from the effects of chemotherapy or suffering the effects of glaucoma or whatever the doctor deems responsible enough to prescribe marijuana. And I'm not talking a pill form. I'm not talking an oil. I'm talking a flat-out joint. My doctor, who is board certified, passed medical doctors, right, is certified and is accredited by the state, deems that smoking a joint is beneficial to me for whatever reason. And that doctor is not allowed to prescribe it to the patient because the state of Missouri is in that office telling the doctor what they can and can't prescribe. I want to talk to somebody who truly believes that doctor should not have that right. Because what's going on in America, the walls are tumbling down when it comes to medical marijuana, and they're starting to come down when it comes to recreational marijuana. And in this country, believe it or not, we say we're for freedom. We say we're for government getting out of our own way. We're for saying the government get out of our doctor's office. We don't, and then we turn around and then tell the doctors what they can and can't do. So they're now, believe it or not, they're now starting to have a conversation about medical marijuana in the state of Missouri. They already approved some type of hemp oil because one of the state senators' children, because this is so egregious. One of the state senator's children's doctors said, hey, they might benefit from some type of hemp oil. So he got the state to pass a law saying that Missouri will now allow doctors to prescribe hemp oil. And so they created a whole thing that the state can now grow marijuana plants and press and whatever they have to do to get the marijuana plant to create then the oil. If the doctor of a legislator would have said, hey, you know what, your kid needs marijuana, I'm sure they would have passed a law requiring medical marijuana. But for the rest of us who don't have anybody who sits on the floor who is an elected official, we now have to wait. But seriously, is there anybody out there who has a problem with marijuana being prescribed by a doctor? And I'll go one step further. Does anybody have a problem with me smoking a joint on a Saturday night in my house? Really? I mean, seriously, because why? My question is why. But there might be people out there who have a problem with that. They might be freedom-loving Americans who don't want the government anywhere near your set of values and rules. But why can't, if I want, I can Saturday night, I can order some wine, some beer, some scotch, vodka, and drink to my heart's content in my house. But I can't smoke a joint in my house. Not that I want to smoke a joint. I still go back to this thing. Somebody was freaking out in the state of Illinois, where Illinois now is moving forward. The governor Rauner is now, working his way towards handing out medical dispensary licenses. And they got all up in arms because it was close to a school. And I keep saying, and I'll say again, yes, you don't want the medical dispensaries of marijuana 3,000 yards around a school because you have to protect that from the drug dealers who want to deliver it right to the locker of the kid who's going to school. 314-969-KTRS, 1-888-550-KTRS, or star KTRS. Those are the phone numbers. Susan in Waterloo, you are on the Big 550 KTRS. Susan, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Welcome to the show.
How are you?
I'm great. You're against medical marijuana.
Yes, I am.
All right, hold on a second. You're against my doctor prescribing, or anyone's doctor deciding that medical marijuana might be the best medicine for that patient. Why?
Because one thing leads to another. If you start them on marijuana, and I am a walking, talking case because I started on marijuana, I guess...
Your doctor prescribed marijuana for you?
No, actually, I smoked marijuana when I was about 20 years old and earlier. My dad used to bring it home for me.
Recreationally. Recreationally, you smoked it.
Recreationally.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so that little bit of marijuana led me to being a heroin addict. And so I believe that one thing leads to another, and any kind of drugs can lead you down to the path that it's not good. Not good.
Yeah. So are you still a heroin user now?
No, I am not.
You're not. How long?
I'm a reverend.
You're a reverend now?
Yes.
Oh, I see. How long have you been off heroin?
I was on heroin for maybe 3 years.
How long have you been off heroin?
25 years.
25 years. Oh, congratulations. It's a very difficult drug to kick. I'm glad you did it. Yeah. You understand that doctors are allowed to prescribe medical-grade heroin today.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Do you have a problem with that?
Is if you lead, one thing does lead to another.
I understand that, but doctors are allowed to prescribe OxyContin, which is basically a medical-grade opiate. It's a medical-grade heroin. Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
I have a problem with any kind of pain-relieving drug, but all I'm saying
How
is
about aspirin? Are you against aspirin?
I know that some people need it, but I really believe that there's alternative ways to go.
Are you a doctor?
No.
Well, then how?
I'm a patient.
I understand that, but if my doctor wants to prescribe some painkiller for me, why should you and your opinion and your philosophy and your religious beliefs get in the way of what my doctor wants to prescribe to me?
Because I'm not looking for anything else but to see. I look ahead. What's going to happen ahead? And I believe that everybody has a soul.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But you don't have control over me or my doctor, or you shouldn't. Now, you're a reverend, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm Catholic. I think you should be forced to say the Hail Mary. Because
I don't do that.
Well, now hold on a second. Hold on a second. As a Catholic, I think you need to say a couple of Hail Marys because I'm thinking forward, and I'm thinking you need to pray to Mary.
Well, I won't do that.
Well, why not?
Because it's my right.
Well, why isn't it my right for my doctor to prescribe for me medical marijuana?
Because that doesn't alter my mind.
Me smoking marijuana does not alter your mind.
Yeah.
You saying Hail Marys doesn't alter your mind either.
Altering.
You saying a Hail Mary doesn't alter your mind either.
No, that doesn't alter my mind at all.
Yes.
That's just my choice.
Yes. Well, right. Why isn't it? Why? I don't understand why you have the right to get in my doctor's office and tell my doctor what he can and can't prescribe.
I don't have that right, but all I'm saying is my children and my children's children, I'm scared for them because we are going way overboard with this marijuana, with it's okay to give OxyContin, it's okay to give pain reliever, it's okay to do this, and how far are we going to go?
Susan, thanks for the phone call. Let's go to Barb on a cell. Barb, you're on KTRS Radio.
I'm sorry, Bart.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bart. Welcome to the show.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, but I think I know who really does.
Who's that?
The pharmaceutical industry.
Why is that?
Follow the lobbyists, and you'll find out, well, if you lose a market segment to a weed, something that can be grown for pennies versus a pill that your corporation's making millions, if not billions of dollars on.
Right.
So if you follow the lobbying on it, you'll find that most of the money is coming from the pharmaceutical industry.
Well, I don't know why the pharmaceutical companies don't get into the marijuana game.
There's not enough profit in it. That's the problem, is it's such a simple thing to do when you've got a patent on a
Yeah, but I mean,
medicine.
it's also easy to make beer. Well, it's not easy to make beer, but you could actually brew beer. But it'd be much easier to just go to the corner lot and buy a six
Look
pack.
at how the microbreweries have blown up. Over the last,
Right. So yes, I could actually go and grow and cross pollinate and get grow lamps and hydroponic plants and all that stuff. Or I just go down to the local corner market and buy a joint.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, the other thing, too, I have a close family member who had cancer and lives in Southern California, and he was prescribed medical marijuana, given one of those little cards, which apparently is very easy to get, whether you have cancer or not.
Right.
And he went and got it and tried it. He didn't like it. And, he didn't like it, didn't do what he wanted to do.
Well, there are some medicines that I've been prescribed medicine, and I've gone back to the doctor, and I'm like, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, once again, if you follow the money, you'll see that it's been the pharmaceutical industry are the ones that have been suppressing.
Well, we need to.
Marijuana.
Bart, thanks for the phone call. Appreciate
Thank you.
Your comments. What boggles my mind about marijuana, and now that we're talking about it in the state, we're watching Colorado go on with Colorado. All of these elected officials are going to be asked, "Hey, have you smoked pot?" Bill Clinton smoked pot. George Bush smoked pot, and most likely did cocaine. President Obama smoked pot, admitted to doing cocaine. Jeb Bush has admitted to doing marijuana. Matter of fact, I believe Jeb Bush actually admitted to being a mini drug dealer when he was in high school. He was the marijuana guy. Now, that should not preclude anybody from becoming a Supreme Court justice or president of the United States or anything else, right? We've all done it in some way, shape, or form. If you haven't, I don't recommend it, but many of us have. But the point is, though, people are in jail for doing the same thing presidents have done. So we are locking up people who are nonviolent drug users, nonviolent marijuana users, nonviolent recreational marijuana. Could you imagine if there are people in jail for drinking beer? Imagine locking up somebody for drinking beer. And that's what we're doing with marijuana. It's ridiculous. The money we are wasting, the resources we are wasting, the lives we are destroying, and the poor patients who are not allowed to seek treatment because their doctor is not allowed to prescribe it is absurd. 314-969-KTRS, 1-888-550-KTRS, or star KTRS.